I'm doing good. How are you?
How was the bye week?
It was good, man. It was good. Spent some time with the family and everything, so it was good.
Marcus, how do you when you come back after a week off? Obviously, it's great for personal reasons. It's great to rest up in case you're a little dinged up or fatigued. But how hungry are you to get back? Like obviously, first day back at practice. How excited were you to get back, considering what you guys have at stake and what's in front of you? This amazing opportunity.
Yeah, no, very exciting. Very excited. I would say, the rest and everything like that was very beneficial when it comes down to, the long season and, now getting back in the building, having a little reset and stuff. But, getting back to the grind is very important. So excited about it.
Is there a challenge there? Like, and you as a leader, captains, how do you kind of get that energy back, that work ethic, that focus? Did that start today on the practice field?
I feel as though it's one of those situations to where, the guys that walk up in the building, we know that we have to get back to the certain things that, that helped us win. We don't need to change anything when it comes down to our preparation and things like that. Get the things that, were problems corrected and then just build from there. So we have a lot of guys in the building that, know that we got more to do and more to prove. So we're ready for it.
Did you get a chance to watch any football yesterday, Marcus? And if so, did you have your eyes, like most of us in Patriots Nation, on that Bengals-Bills game where I think one of the best plays not executed by you was made, the Benford pick six off Joe Burrow in the fourth?
Yeah, I seen it. I watched a lot of the football and everything. But, yeah, no, I definitely seen how the game changed really quickly and everything with the Bengals in Buffalo.
Another big play in that game, if you were watching, was that Josh Allen touchdown run where looked like maybe the Bengals were in man coverage and he started to scramble and then he just kept going for whatever it was, 40 yards. As you guys prepare for that, how big a challenge is that to cover down the field but know that guy can take off for 40 yards at any time?
Yeah, it's a big challenge when it comes down to a quarterback like that. We've played him before. One of the great things about him is that he can extend plays. And when he can extend plays like that, it gives the receivers more time to, get open and make plays as well. So, it's a combination of, team defense, you know what I mean? Like us as DBs, we got to be able to cover and then helping out the rush and then the rush getting home as well and things like that.
Marcus, Buffalo has actually been installed as a 1.5-point favorite Sunday at your house. You guys have won 10 straight games. You're 11-2. You have the better record, 2 games up on Buffalo. Yet they're the favorite to win the game. Would that be an extra little bit of motivation for you guys coming into Sunday?
I would say as a team and everything, being underdogs and stuff is something that, helps us, prepare more and, get into detail and make plays and stuff. But honestly, I don't really buy into the over-under stuff and being underdogs and everything like that. Like, our thing is to prepare, take advantage of opportunities we get, and then, we play with our identity and everything, and then we should be good.
With a win on Sunday, you can clinch the division. In the old days, they used to call those hat and T-shirt games around here because they would pass out those division champs hats and T-shirts, obviously. How much of a motivation is that? I mean, you guys months and months ago started this process. I have to think winning the division is one of those goals.
Yeah, that's one of the things, when it comes down to on the checklist at the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? If you're able to win the division, then it comes down to, you're getting closer to the end result that you want to get to. So, playing the team that's been, running the division for, some years now and everything like that, and being able to, establish that with the situation of a win this week would, check one of the things on our list and everything, and that'll be closer to the goal that we're trying to get to.
Marcus, when taking the time during the break, obviously spend some time with the family, rest up a little bit, did you also take some time to sort of like reflect back on how your first 3 quarters of the season happened to have gone? And did you try to like take a little time to look into things you'd like to improve upon yourself, reset some goals for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, I would feel as though, it's different ways that you think about it, as a team and then also as an individual. I'm always looking for things. I'm a hard critic upon myself. I'm always looking for ways to better myself, whether it's the eyes, whether it's the technique, the position that I play and everything. Is small movements can end up happening into great results, and then it can also be bad results at the same time. So, just doing a lot of self-reflecting, watching plays that teams might come back to. Even though we might have made some plays and everything like that on defense, what other teams can do to try to exploit those things and everything like that. So kind of just doing a lot of self-scout.
Patriots cornerback and team captain Marcus Jones here on Patriots Monday on WEEI Afternoons. Marcus, Coach Vrabel a couple times in the media over the last week has used the word champion. And I don't think necessarily in a literal sense about Super Bowl champion, but in sort of the makeup of players, like champions don't give up, champions, don't need motivation, champions. Do you look around the locker room, the very loud locker room, and do you see a lot of champions on this roster?
I feel as though, that it's the situation of we have people that, that want to be champions and everything. We do have, some people that's played in the Super Bowl and, won one as well. But at the end of the day, this is a new season. The season isn't over. There's a lot of things that we need to do. And I feel as though we are a team that can definitely win a Super Bowl and be champions. So that's the goal that we're trying to do. So every single day, we're always trying to get better. It might be great to make one play, but how many more plays can you make after that? So it's all about consistency and not being complacent. And like I said before, I feel as though we don't have guys that's in the building that's complacent. So I love the team that we have, and we just need to keep building.
Marcus, I saw you last week on the Up and Adams show, the Kay Adams show, and you guys talked about that you guys are actually allowed to talk trash back to Mike Vrabel during practice. What's that all about?
Yeah, like Braves, he gives us a hard time and everything when it comes down to, certain people making plays and stuff. But we love it. It's a competitive nature within him and then also us as players, So we give each other a hard time whenever plays end up being made and stuff. But we got to love it because he wants the best out of us. And that's one thing that we always will respect, and we love the way that he coaches when it comes down to that.
Do you have an example of some of his best trash talking, either to the defense or to you in particular?
I don't have like one example or anything, but he just basically talks to us about DBs and everything. If a receiver catches the ball and stuff, he'll just, tell them to end up celebrating and stuff like that, and he'll just let us know about it and everything. So it's just funny.
Did you guys take any time coming back this week after the week off to address the slow starts on defense, and was that a point of emphasis?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about starting fast. That's the main thing. We want to start fast and then finish as well. So we want to end up putting, complete game together and everything, and that's what we want to do every single week. We've known that in the season and everything like that at the beginning and stuff, like starting fast wasn't something that we were doing, and we just always have to make sure that we're starting fast and finishing.
Marcus, one of the guys that a lot of us didn't know a lot about coming into the season who's had a massive role is your defensive play caller, Zach Core. How have you seen him sort of settle into that play calling role, develop over the course of the season, and contribute to what you guys are doing?
Yeah, man, Zach, he's been doing his thing for sure. It's very hard and very difficult for someone to end up, becoming so-called, the defensive coordinator and everything after, late notice and stuff, and he's been, doing his thing when it comes down to play calling, telling us about certain things, preparing us, and then also listening to our feedback as well. So we're always on the same page when it come down to stuff and everything. He asks us how do we feel about certain situations and everything, and that transparency goes a long way. So I'm happy about how he's going about it for sure.
A lot of turnover in the secondary this year, Marcus. Obviously bringing in new guys like Carlton Davis, Jalen Hawkins coming in, safeties hitting the road. And Craig Woodson, the rookie, has been excellent so far this year. Are you impressed with the veteran poise that he has played with this year in his first year with the Patriots and in the league?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely, for sure. I would say ever since, we've done like the OTAs and the training camp and, all of those things and everything, you could definitely see. So I'm just glad that, he's going about it in a professional manner. And then, taking it day by day and everything, always asking questions, never feel like he knows everything, and just always listening and giving communication and also receiving communication is very vital when it comes down to being a safety, especially in the National Football League, because most of the time we're always doing checks or, we're always adjusting to the offense. So he's been doing great when it comes to that.
Marcus, before we let you go, I know you can't see this on the phone, but I got a Santa Claus T-shirt on. My co-host has a Santa Claus hat on, so clearly we're in the holiday spirit here as we get closer to Christmas. Are you in the holiday spirit yet? And what does that look like when you're trying to balance football with family and Christmas and eggnog and all the things we all love?
Yeah, no, definitely in the Christmas holiday spirit and everything. Just the main thing is, spending time with family, cherishing the moment and stuff like that. And then just having times of like playing games with the fam and, checking in and, giving because you want to give and, things like that. So it's a special holiday and stuff, and I love it.
I'm sure if I ask you what's on your Christmas list, the answer would be an AFC East championship and maybe the top overall seed in a bye. So I'll skip that for the moment. But Marcus Jones comes. Yeah, I mean, come on, that answer's obvious. But Marcus Jones comes to a Christmas party. There's a table laid out with every food you could possibly imagine. What hors d'oeuvre or appetizer and what dessert are you beelining straight for?
So the thing that's crazy is like, I'm a seafood guy, so like usually around Christmas time we end up having gumbo.
Oh,
so wow. I know that's not everywhere. But gumbo is something that I'm a big fan of.
Okay, so gumbo for the holiday season. Maybe sometime you can share that with us because I'll be honest, I've never had any Christmas gumbo, good. So I'd look forward to that. Marcus, good luck preparing for the Bills and Josh Allen this week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
For sure, appreciate it.
Thanks, Marcus.